Hello, my name's Tanya and this is my channel Just Let Me Sew. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy today's video. I am wearing today a plain basic long sleeve t-shirt. I always use the Breton top, which was just a free pattern in Sewing Magazine. Nice simple straightforward top, nice relaxed fit, and the fabric is from Simple Life Fabrics. She is a UK based fabric shop. If you haven't heard of Sarah's shop Simple Life Fabrics before, do go over and check her out. She has a small shop. She does jerseys, viscoses, she gets some really fun prints in as well, and her prices are really good value. She's got some new fabrics in at the moment which are a bit cheaper than some of the other shops in. Really lovely person as well, so do go and check out her shop. What have I been working on this week? Well, I've had a bit of a funny week again, like last week. This week again, I think it's just that time of year, isn't it? My little girl has been off with a sickness bug from school, so I've been looking after her, which has meant like loads and loads of laundry, if you can imagine why. So busy doing that, looking after her, all that kind of thing. But I have managed to get in a little bit of sewing, and what I have been working on first of all is another Venice Henley bodysuit. That's the Made for Mermaids pattern. So if you watched my previous couple of videos, you'll have seen that I made one, wasn't too happy with the process, so I then went back and tried to redo the placket construction, practice that a little bit, and then I thought I'm going to make another one. I'm not going to be beaten by it, and I am really pleased with it. So it's not finished. I need to put the poppers on the neck, but the placket went really well. I followed Katrina from Lifting Pins and Needles, her tutorial for the Love Notions Henley t-shirt, confusingly very similar names, and also both have the same placket but different pattern companies, which really helped get that in really easily. So if I hold it up, you can see, if you haven't seen it before, it has this little placket detail at the bottom, and then you put buttons or poppers there. I went again for the low neck version. I said in my last video that the size I cut out, I think I went for blue. It was really quite tight around the bust, so I added a ½ inch extra on both sides, on front and back, and that's made it just a little bit more comfortable. I also added more width to the sleeves because they were very tight. Yeah, and I'm really pleased with how it's gone together. I use this very cheap fabric which I got from Pound Fabrics a while ago. They don't have it anymore, I don't think. Just £2.50 a metre, so really good value. You can definitely tell the difference in quality of fabrics, can't you? This one's much thinner. It is a cotton jersey, but it's much thinner, which meant when it's stretched for the neckband, you do get a little bit of rippling there because it just hasn't got the strength, the thickness to the fabric that the other one did. But yeah, really pleased with it. I'll get the what they call poppers put on the placket, and then that's done, good to go. The other thing I've been working on this week, I mentioned that I wanted to sew up the Sunshine jeans by I Am Patterns. So I've been working on the toile for those, and doing a toile is quite boring, which is why I did the bodysuit as well, because I did the toile. Well, I started on the toile and I was like, oh, I'm really bored, I want to do something else as well. But I am still plodding on with the toile. It's going well. I enjoyed inserting the zipper. I know you don't have to do that for a toile, but I quite like practicing it, and I like trying new methods. Some of you suggested last video to look at Karina's version of how she inserts a zipper, a fly zipper. And I did look at it and I thought, you know what, I want to try how this pattern company is saying to do it, because I find it quite interesting to see how other places do it, all these different methods of doing something. There's no right or wrong way to do anything. So I had to go at doing that, and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't find it confusing, really. Yeah, quite enjoyed that. And I also did the pockets on the toile just to see. It's got the little coin pocket because they're jeans, just to practice the construction, because you don't have to do it on a toile, but I think it's quite nice just to get your head around how you're meant to do it. So that went well. What I would say is I have had to increase the front and the back rise by half an inch each. If you watch Sewing Bee, you'll know what I mean when I say they were a bit hungry. So I've just lengthened those a little bit, and because I'm doing first of all the slouch version, they have them finished as like sort of ankle grazers in the pattern, but I want them to be full length because these are going to be winter jeans. I don't really want to have my ankles out in the winter, even if I'm wearing boots underneath. I want to be warm and cozy. So I had already lengthened them by an inch, so I've added another 1.5 inches. And how I do that is this pattern annoyingly doesn't have lengthen or shorten lines on the leg, which usually you find. So I've done it gradually in 2 spots, so at the top and on the lower section of the leg as well. So I've done my first 12. I will then go back and do my second 12 with those adjustments in and see how it goes. Now the fabric has actually arrived for the trousers I want to make for the jeans, and this came from myfabrics.co.uk, and they had a special offer on over Halloween of 30% off all their fabrics, which was brilliant, really good value. It just meant, like I said last week, that they were a little bit slow arriving because they were inundated with the amount of orders they had. So for the slouchy version, I am using a 100% denim, no stretching at all, which is fine. That's what the fabric asks for. It's sort of a mid blue colour, not really heavy, but a good weight to it. And then the other fabric that I bought there was for the Sunshine jeans as well, but I'm going to do a tapered version, and I want to do them in some navy cord. So I've gone for a really chunky navy cord. See if I can open it up a bit for you so you can see in the light a little bit better. Nice chunky cord, and they'll be lovely for the autumn winter. I was thinking of treating myself, if I can find an offer in the Black Friday sales, of getting some DMs, some Doc Martens, and I don't know if you've seen, they've got the fur-lined version as well. I thought they would be lovely and warm for the winter. Get some of those. Right, I'm back. Sorry about the jump in the video. My phone ran out of storage. My son downloaded a game for himself on my phone this morning, and it's taken up loads of storage. So hopefully I've deleted that now and I will be able to finish recording the video. Anyway, right, so what I wanted to talk to you about was fabrics. So I'm sure we've all got those fabrics in our stash that we've had for perhaps a while, that we treasure and don't want to cut into. And I went through my fabrics yesterday and pulled out some that I had earmarked for projects in mind, haven't got around to making them, or just don't want to touch them because I'm too nervous to cut into them. So the first one is this beautiful Atelier Brunette viscose fabric on a, I think it's a dark blue, maybe black background with these lovely light brown flecks running through it. Really soft, you can tell the quality of it, it's lovely. And I copied this straight from Kath, made by Kath Craft, and she made up the Bloomsbury blouse by Nina Lee, and it looked so lovely on her. I thought I wanted to give it a try, so I bought this pattern and the fabric, both of which together were quite expensive, and I bought it a year ago with that project in mind, and it has sat in my stash since then. Spring, summer came and went, and I thought, oh, I don't want to make that now, it's not really a summery blouse. But now we're into autumn, coming into winter soon, so I want to get on with it and make that up because it's lovely fabric, and it would be a shame just to leave it there going to waste. So I want to do that. Now yesterday I was watching Sew Amelia Ellen on YouTube, and she had made up a basic t-shirt, the Solar tee, and she had combined it with different outfits to show how versatile it was, and I thought what a good idea. And I actually found in my stash this black French terry, really soft, really good drape to it, which would be lovely for a long sleeve t-shirt and probably actually quite warm. Now I haven't got the Solar tee pattern, and I don't want to buy it because it's a bit expensive for me at the moment. But I thought drafting a drop sleeve t-shirt shouldn't be too difficult, and then adding a nice big ruffle where the seam is. That's my daughter trying to come in. Should be okay. Sorry about that. That was my little girl coming in. She's off sick, did I say that earlier? She's off sick at the moment, so she wandered in to see what I was up to. Anyway, I can't remember where I got to with the solar tea. Sorry about that. If you've got any free patterns or ideas of how I could adapt a pattern to do that dropped sleeve, let me know. It's quite a nice relaxed fit, the solar tea, but I would like to have a go at that. I like the frill idea. It just sort of elevates the basic t-shirt a little bit as well. Right, the next fabric I have got is one I was given by my mum. So she got this a couple of years ago, I think, in a lovely fabric shop down in Worthing, and she had it earmarked to make herself a sarong, and she never used it, and I kept seeing it when I went to go and when I'd visit her and say, "Are you going to use that fabric?" Yeah, I'm going to use it. And then sure enough, she came a few weeks ago and said, "Do you want this fabric? I'm never going to use it." I was like, "Yes, I do, thank you." So it's beautiful. Cotton lawn with this lovely snakeskin pattern on it, really, really soft, lovely. And there's 1.5 meters there. And what I thought about making, excuse me, was this Vogue 1980s pattern. This is the version I make. I've talked about this in one of my previous videos, which I can link above. I raise the neckline a little bit, I widen it at the hips, and it's just got this lovely eased in sleeve there. Back again, sorry, hopefully no more interruptions. So that is the pattern that I'm hoping to make up with this cotton lawn. Next fabric I found when I was going through my fabrics was this beautiful viscose satin, and this was an impulse buy. This was one of my last impulse buys from Rainbow Fabrics, which made me say, right, stop, you're not doing any more of these impulse buys, you've got enough fabric to be going on with. And I've actually unfollowed Rainbow Fabrics for that reason, because they do all these drops of fabrics on a Friday that make you think, oh, I've got to buy it, I've got to buy it, and I don't like that sense of urgency and panic. I just think it's no good for my bank balance, and it's no good for my fabric stash either. I need to use up what I've got already. So this fabric is beautiful. It's obviously so soft, lovely sort of matte satin, and it's completely matte on the back. Now, I have used this type of fabric before to make myself a skirt, and even with a walking foot on, it was a real pain. So if you have any tips on how to use this kind of fabric, please let me know. Perhaps starching it, perhaps use the tissue paper trick. Anything you can recommend, I'd really appreciate it. And I actually bought this thinking it would make a beautiful lyra dress, perhaps like a smarter lyra dress for an occasion, like I was thinking maybe Christmas. My children are being baptized in February, so maybe for that as well. I do need to tweak the lyra dress pattern. I've talked about this in one of my earlier videos, that I found the arm side to be far too scooped in, so there's just not enough fabric over this front bodice area. So when you pull your arms back, you get lots of pulling around the buttons. So I need to just bring that in a little bit. Also, I think I need to raise the waist as well. So I'll go back to my lyra and have a look at that, because I know it's a lovely pattern and some people really, really rave about it. So I want to crack that and use this one up. The last fabric I want to show you, when you look at it, you'll probably think, what is so special about this fabric? But I've had it for about 3 years, and I found it on eBay. I think the shop on eBay was called Fabric Market, and it's 3 meters of this lovely viscose Marocaine. And I'll stand up so you can see it. And the thing about this fabric is it has this border. So at the top, it's like a really dark blue, and then it's got lighter blue with sort of beige flecks, and then this gorgeous green with black flecks, and then the border pattern repeats at the bottom. So I've had this, as I said, for about 3 years, holding on to it, really not wanting to cut into it because it's such an unusual fabric. I've never seen that print in a border before, and those lovely vibrant colours of the green. And I just didn't know what to make with it. I didn't want to regret whatever I made and just not end up wearing it. So I'm thinking now that I have settled on something and I want to just go for it. Just go for it and stop procrastinating. And I'm going to make up an elasticated skirt. No pockets, because I don't think the fabric would look too good with pockets. I think they would show through. Probably like not maxi, not midi. I came across this term the other day, mid-axi, where it's in between the two. Elasticated. I've got a skirt already that I self-drafted, similar to that. So I know that that will work. It's more of a trapeze shape, so it's not the rectangle, a trapeze shape, to get a bit more flow in it. And then I was thinking to also make it like a cord set, so separates that you can wear apart or together for like a pretend dress look. And I was thinking to use my Vogue pattern that I just showed you to make up a simple V-neck blouse, perhaps incorporate the border print into it somehow, maybe at along the bottom of it, and then just do a short sleeve version. So I've got like a mock dress that I can then split up to wear as a smart blouse, or dress the skirt down with a roll neck, a black roll neck. Let me know what you think. Do you think that would work? Any other suggestions for a blouse? Let me know your thoughts. So those are my lovely fabrics that I have earmarked and thought I've got to make something out of them. They've just been sitting there for way too long. And then the final thing I wanted to talk to you about today was some mending that I did during the week. And I can't show you because I'm wearing the jeans now and it's on my knee, so it'll be a bit tricky to show you. But I've got this lovely pair of jeans that I bought from Fat Face a year ago, and they've worn through they've worn through a hole at the knees, which needed mending. So I wanted to use that Japanese mending method, and the name has escaped me, but it's where you make a feature of it, the embroidering. And I found a scrap of denim in my stash. I cut a little square, I'll insert some pictures, used fabric glue to attach it to the inside, and then put my hand inside the jeans, and using some top stitching thread, I did a series of vertical lines going down the patch, and then I went back and did horizontal lines across them, so you've got these little crosses on the jeans. And I like the way you've still got the ripped fabric there as a feature. I think it's nice to make a feature of it to show that you are wearing mended clothes, particularly with jeans, because they use so much water, so many chemicals to make them. We really should try and get as much wear out of them as we possibly can. I will stop there. If you have enjoyed today's video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up, the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to, please do subscribe. That would be wonderful to have you along, and then you will get notified in your subscription feed that I've got a new video out. Again, any comments on today's fabrics, any of my makes, any of my fabrics, please do write them down below. And I hope you have a lovely week and happy sewing. I will see you next time. Bye.